Hello students, welcome to the course of Design and Analysis of Algorithms. For algorithms, what I say is you can tell it as all go in rhythms. Why? I just want to show you in the next slide. So this is what you can tell as an oracle because of this man. What this man has to tell about algorithm is that the process of preparing program for a digital computer is especially attractive, not only because it can be economically and scientifically rewarding, but also because it can be an aesthetic experience, much like composing poetry or music. And if you compare the developing an algorithm or program to solve a problem in digital computers, what you will find that when you are trying to develop an algorithm or write a program to solve a problem, you just arrange the logics one by one sequentially to get it executed by the computers, right? In case of poetry or music, what we have the in case of music we have the seven suits, right? And those who know music, you know that using the seven suits, placing them one by one in some sequence, you get a music. Similarly, in case of computer, you will have the aesthetic experience of putting the logic one after another to build a solution of a problem to be solved using a program in computer. Okay, and this is what is told by this man who is a famous professor in Stanford University, and his name is Donald E. Knuth. You probably have heard of it. You might not have also heard of it. Heard of him. He is a author of the famous book, The Art of Computer Programming. You can tell that this book is a Bible for algorithms. Okay, there are 5 volumes of it. In volume one, Donald D. Knuth has have this statement about algorithms. Okay, so you can check this out. I have given the links over here, so you can dig deeper. Okay. So we'll start with knowing our courses, about the courses, what we have in our syllabus, what are the prerequisites and all. Okay. So for your course have course code of PCC, that is professional course, and CS 404. Okay. You have 3 credit points for this course, and you will have 3 lectures per week for this course. Okay. As per the assessment or evaluation, there are continuous evaluation as planned by the university. You have 4 CS, right? 4 continuous assessment, each of which carries 25 marks. Okay. Now, as per the university guideline, these 25 marks should be divided into 2 parts. One is in quiz, another part is on your written exam. But since in this time, what we'll do, we'll have quizzes in interactive videos. Okay, so you already have got the idea of interactive videos, so the quizzes in those interactive videos will carry 10 marks out of these 25 marks. And we'll have online quizzes, like we have online exams, and there will be carrying 15 marks when we have to upload the CA marks. Okay, and we have 5 attendance marks as a regular thing, you know already. Books to follow. The first and foremost book that you should follow is the book of Introduction to Algorithms, written by Coleman, Lazarson, Rivest, and Stein. Okay, this book is also known as, or famously known as, CLRS book. Okay, in internet you will find that many places the reference of CLRS book is there. CLRS book is nothing but the book of this Coleman, Introduction to Algorithms. Okay, so this is going to be, you can tell, like the mother books for us. Will broadly follow this book, except that we'll have this fundamental of computer algorithm written by Horowitz and Shahani. So the concepts or the topics that are not covered in the CLRS book will follow the this book of Shahani's. Okay, you can also follow the algorithm design book by John Clayburgh and Eva Tardos. Okay, and rest of the books of Udi Manber and Roberto Tamasia Goodrich is also very good to follow. Uh, Talking about related MOOCs, you now have the potential to explore the internet, and there are, you already know about the MOOCs, right? Massive online courses. So there are several very good massive online courses around the world on this topic. Some of are listed over here. You can also follow any other courses as well. Uh, some of the course that I like in this regard is 6.006 Introduction to Algorithm by Professor Eric Demain and Professor Sini Devdas on MIT OCW. Okay, means MIT OpenCourseware, and similarly 6.046J Design and Analysis of Algorithms, also hosted in MIT OpenCourseware by the same professors along with Nancy Lynch. So these are the two very good courses to follow in this regard. I especially like Professor Eric Demain for his enthusiasm, the way he delivers the lecture with the enthusiasm. I request you to check those lectures. It will be helpful to grow your interest on the topic. Okay. On the Indian counterpart, we'll have Design Analysis of Algorithm course by Professor Madhavan Mukund of Chennai Mathematical Institute. Okay, he is and this course is hosted in NPTEL. Similarly, we have another course in NPTEL like Introduction to Algorithm Analysis by Professor Shourabh Mukhopadhyay of IIT KGP. So these are also very good courses you can follow for this course. Okay. Coming to the prerequisites of the course, prerequisites are basically the ideas or concept that you should know, you should have before you take the course. Okay, the first thing you have to have is that the knowledge of stored program digital computer, how a stored program digital computer works. See, the computers you are working now is basically follow the stored program computer architecture. So the architecture was invented by John von Neumann. Prior to this architecture, what happened? Uh, that is in the ages of when punch cards were used for giving input to the computers. Okay, so in that time, whenever you want to run a program, you have to first feed the computer the program itself using a punch card, and then you have to feed the data using punch card again to run the program on that data. Now, if you want the same program to run again and again on new set of data, you have to feed the program again and again using those punch cards. Okay, so that was a cumbersome task and also a waste of time. Okay, so in the stored program architecture by von Neumann, what we have as per this architecture, the program being the constant thing because the program logic doesn't change. He suggested that it should be stored in the computer, and whenever we want to run the program, so once we store it in the computer, we can use it n number of times without further storing it or loading it. Okay, so so in that stored program architecture, so you store the program and you run n number of times with new data. You only have to load the data, new data each time. Okay, so this is the concept of stored program. Next, you should have the ability of presenting the solution of a problem in an explicit way that a computer can understand. Uh, it means that you know by the time that computer is a very dumb device, okay, because it cannot understand, think of itself, right? Whatever you tell computer to do, it will do that only. Now if you try to tell something, if you try to ask your computer to do something in your own language like in English or in Bengali, okay, so the computer will not understand, right? What a computer understand is a very basic set of instructions, and those instructions are called the instruction set of the computer. And whatever code you write, I mean whatever program you write to solve a problem using computer is but has to be happened using the instruction belongs to that instruction set, right? So computer can only understand those instructions, and you have to put the solution in a way that those instructions, you have developed the solution using only those instructions and nothing extra. Okay, so you have to have the ability to present the solution of a problem in a way that the computer can understand using its instruction set. And obviously then you will have the knowledge of most elementary programming techniques, because you already have the course of introduction to computing, where you have done programming in C, and later probably you also have the course on Python, right? So you now have the idea, a good idea on looping, subroutines. Subroutines means function, indexed variables like arrays, and recursion, simple data structure, and all those things. Okay, so these basic concepts will be a prerequisite to this course. So all in all, these three points can be summarized in a single sentence, which is nothing but this is essentially equivalent to writing some computer program of your own. So if you are able to write a computer program for a problem given to you, you can probably understand how, this course design and analysis of algorithm very efficiently. uh, Further, some mathematics will be required, especially mathematical induction, set theory, and discrete mathematics, for the case of your analyzing the algorithms. Okay, so these are the prerequisite. I believe you already have those knowledge before you start this course. Course outcome denotes what you are going to learn and what you expect me to teach you. Okay, so you will going to learn various algorithm designing techniques ranging from divide and conquer, from backtracking, branch and bound, to greedy approach, dynamic programming, and all. Okay, you will also be able to apply appropriate algorithms and data structure to construct solution of a given problem. So once you know these design techniques, you will have the idea to solve any problem using computer program or algorithms. Okay, you should also be able to analyze the correctness of a given algorithm. In this regard, I want to say that correctness analysis is not a part of our course. I am going to teach it as an extra. It will not take much time. And then you should also be able to analyze the efficiency of a given algorithm, like how much time or how much space does an algorithm going to take. Okay, so that's about course outcome. Next we'll come to about practicing with algorithm. Okay, so as you know that there is no doubt practice makes perfect, and there are several platforms which are given over here. They are basically competitive coding platforms. So in competitive coding, what we have they give problems to solve using your some programming language or some programs. Okay, so they will have some statement of the problem. You have to understand those statements, you have to analyze the problem, you have to find out how you can solve it using some algorithm designing technique, and then you develop the algorithm, you implement the algorithm using some code, and submit your code or submit your result to those platform to find out whether you have done it correctly or not. So this is very interesting thing to do. And there are different types of online coding competitive coding contest. Okay, uh, i uh, I have given the links over here, so you can check out all of them and find whichever is suitable for you. You can jump over it. At least one or two platform you should register, and you should start coding or developing your algorithm of your own, and have the fun of it. Okay, in for some of the platforms like CodeShape or CodeForces have monthly competitions. Okay, some in CodeShape we have monthly long competition, monthly short competition as well. Similarly, in CodeForces probably you have weekly competitions as well. uh, there are projectular.net, where there are 750 around 750 problems over there, and they are not specifically algorithm designing problem, or they are not specifically a computer programming problem. But to get the answer, they will basically ask you some answer, okay, some number or whatever. So to get the answer, what you have to do, you have to develop some algorithm and find out the answer using computer. You cannot most of the time you cannot do it manually. Okay, so project Euler you can also try. The benefit of project Euler is that you do not have any pressure of time. In case of CodeShape or in case of CodeForces, you have time bound, like 2.5 hours or 10 days. You have to solve 10 problems like that. But in case of project Euler, there are 750 problems, hosted, I mean, throughout the lifetime. You can solve at your own pace. Okay. Topcoder is also a very good coding platform. Uh, Coming to CodeJam and ICPC, they are the what can I say, is is a dream kind of stuff. CodeJam is hosted by Google, and ICPC is International Collegiate Programming Contest. Okay, so the geeks of programming world compete over there. Okay, be one of them. Uh, the first thing is, if you are new to this online coding contest, competitive coding contest, you will find that you are hardly able to solve any problem in the limited time or so. But don't get depressed. With time, with your patience, you can improve. You can probably solve one problem hardly initially, but with time, if you practice more, if you see the solution after a contest is over, the host gives some idea of how to solve this. So if you go study those problem and have an idea how to solve this problem, this will build your ability to develop algorithm. Okay. So these are the some of the platforms. You check all of them one by one and decide which one would you like to jump upon. Okay. And finally, the disclaimer. The disclaimer is the thing that I want to talk to. I want to tell you is that I don't know everything. Don't expect me to know everything. I teach to the best of my knowledge and belief. Okay, and my lectures are expected with high probability, but not guaranteed to be 100% correct, because things are changing every now and then today. And or it may also be the case that I have some wrong concept of a topic, and in that case I might be wrong, but it is expected with very high probability that I will be teaching you the correct things. And any constructive suggestions that you want to tell me, you are always welcome. You can tell me, like, for the improvement of the lecture, from the improvement of the class, and that will be highly appreciated. Act of kindness is the part for you. If you at any point of time, if you find that there is any mistake, that I have made any error in the lecture, or whatever, in exams or in anything, just let me know. Okay, just inform me. That will help me to rectify myself. Not only to rectify myself, it will also help you to rectify yourself and to the next generation that are coming. Okay. So please do your part. If you find any error in my lectures or anywhere in my part, please let me know, so that I can rectify myself. And if you obviously are stuck anywhere, please reach out to me. Don't hesitate. I will try to help you to the best of my potential. But I will not spoon feed you. I will try to give you some ways. I will try to help you think. You have to do by yourself. Okay. The disclaimer hold true for all the lectures that I will deliver from now on. Okay. So that is the disclaimer part, and with this we have come to an end of part 1. In the part 2, we'll going to discuss about algorithms and all. Okay.